Here we have an evaluate the conclusion question, where a student looking at the graph concluded that climate change is not a major threat to species biodiversity. They have used a set of data and they've used the stimulus for an experiment that produced the data in order to make this conclusion. For 4 marks, we're being asked to evaluate it. That means we need to analyse the evidence for and against and also use our own knowledge in order to make a reasoned judgment. Since the student was looking at the graph, we should also do that first. So let's take a look at the relevant data. Their conclusion is about climate change not being a major threat to the species. So if we look at that data set there, we can see that for reptiles and amphibians and also mammals, climate change is actually the smallest factor affecting them. Whilst birds and fish, they have at least one other factor, which is less of a greater threat. So we can write that climate change is the lowest percentage threat for reptiles, amphibians, and mammals in support of the student's conclusion. For other relevant data, such as habitat degradation and invasive species and disease, it's also reasonable for us to use our own knowledge to deduce that climate change can actually drive both of those factors there. So species are threatened by more than one category at once, which are often interlinked, such as exploitation causing habitat loss. The student has also claimed that climate change is not a major threat to species biodiversity. This is a very broad claim. However, this question has only presented animal species, and if we take a look at the types of species sampled, birds, reptiles and amphibians, mammals and fish, we can actually see that there are many other species which are not represented here, such as plants and insects. This will go against the student's claim because the data is not representative of what they are claiming. Once you have finished discussing the data, you should then begin to take a look at what the experimental setup is doing to generate this data. So the first thing we can see here is that it's a study from 2016. Now this was written into an exam paper for 2024, which makes this data quite old. So actually this study is outdated. We don't know how applicable this data is to the students' conclusion that they made in 2024. The next thing we can see is that this study selected 3,789 species. Now this is a large number, so arguably it's going to be quite representative. However, these species are going to be a small proportion of all extant, that is to say, living species. So this is going to be a limitation for what the student is claiming. This data is only about species which are present here. There is no information on all of the other species. Additionally, we can talk about the IUCN list. This is the red list. All of the species in this study were selected from the threatened and vulnerable red list. This means that the selection was not random. The species from it were selected purposefully because they are under threat. This makes the experimental data unrepresentative, undermining the student's claim. Additionally, this is an experimental result, so we'd want to consider whether or not a statistical test has been conducted. In this case, the answer is no. There is no mention of that here, and so the lack of statistical test undermines the student's conclusion. Lastly, if we were to inspect the data specifically, we can see that less than 13% of species in each category are very threatened by climate change. So even though some types of species are more under threat by climate change than others, less than 13% of all of them are threatened at all. Because we don't need to make a judgment, all we have to do is outline reasonably 2 points for and 2 points against, which we have done so here by analysing the data appropriately and also looking at the reliability of the data which was generated by the study.